Hey everyone, welcome to the Clips channel. Did you know this isn't our main channel? Yeah, you should subscribe over and find our main videos and our streams as well. We also have a podcast that you can find wherever podcasts can be found, so explore the internet. See you there. Well, shall we set sail for Yella?
Do I see yellow? Yeah, I see yellow.
We got like a safe key. There's a shield with a sword through it. I guess that means it's like a all rules quest.
I'm confirmed for an IRL Alamigan. I guess there are a lot of ponytails going on in Alamiga.
Alamigo!
Oh, okay, I got one more story.
Okay, one more story.
Oh, never mind.
No, it's okay.
Mind. You started it.
Okay.
You started it.
Okay.
You started it.
Okay.
I'm talking to Sayel.
Okay.
I do not remember what voice I was doing for Sayel. It's all right. Professional voice actor Sid doesn't remember what voice he was doing. I can forget what voice I was doing. If it isn't Tuna, loitering about the stairs just like any old day. And here I was, worried that you'd gone back to your world for good. And I was too late. Oh, so it deals with the fact that we may have left the first already. It's just that I've been thinking about the crystals belonging to the Warriors of Light. I hear they ended up with you. After you defeated the Virtues, I assume you have Ardberts as well?
We explained how we showed it to a giant bird.
So there's a giant bird, but it made me cry.
Indeed.
Oh, Giat is just chugging away in the background.
Yeah. Non-stop. Until the update.
Indeed, that does seem appropriate. His bond with Seto is deep and enduring. As for the others, I had hoped you might be persuaded to leave them in my care. It was only right that they, like Ardbert, should accompany you on your journey to set this world back on its proper course. Yet you now have a home you must return to, while the first is theirs. After all they did to keep it safe, they deserve to be here to see what its future holds. Oh, don't make that face. I know it's a big decision, but it needn't fall entirely to you. There are others here who care for the Warriors of Light as much as you do, aren't there?
Oh,
all right.
that
Suddenly
seemed,
quest accepted.
Seemed kind of open-ended there. What was her title? She was with the Oracle of Darkness was Goth Girl Eden, but who didn't she have like a Acolyte of Darkness or something title? Shadowkeeper. She was a Shadowkeeper.
Shadowkeeper. There you go.
Okay.
Oh my! Your outfit is just you and your primary colors, sir.
All right. Important thing here. Very important. I believe Giat is eating Lunchables pizzas.
All right. Important before we move on. I'm gonna go with a Popeye's biscuit.
Oh, with like cheese on top, crusted cheese?
No, just a biscuit because they get brown on top and they're pale on the sides because that's how they cook them.
Oh, we got like a charcuterie kind of business going on here. Some meats.
Oh yeah, that just looks like some good ass salami with maybe some prosciutto.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, this is the goated charcuterie board because it's just good meat. Although
oh, you don't like cheese and a little?
No, I do. I do like cheese, but I'm there for the meat.
Now that's some damn fine ale. How many should I order for you? I know you ain't much of a drinker, so 6, 7.
My headcanon for Tuna is he is very much a drinker.
You want help deciding the fate of Lamont's Crystal? And the others too? Does this place have any bigger tankards? Well, if you insist, Lou Reek owes me drinks, plural. So I'll make sure he joins us. Maybe find Cranston while I'm at it. You go on and wait with Sirig and Tanor. Order around while I'm out. You hear?
Oh, cool.
What did we say, Giat?
Yeah, we're gonna have a little meet and greet with all the role quest people and have a DM table.
Hell yeah! My favorite Mass Effect scenes.
Get all the characters together. Oh, here they are. Here's Tanner.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, who's this guy? And it's the guy I keep joking about is the most forgettable of all of them.
They really like dressing their kids in doilies in the Final Fantasy, don't they?
They do. I remember Tanor. I remember Sarig being like just dude man.
He was kind of forgettable. Plus, it was a bard for. I don't think he even did bard stuff. It was an archer for a spell quest.
Archer doing archer stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I like the black hole kind of business.
Good to see you, Tuna and Val. What did you say that has Gion so worked up? The crystals, eh? That does sound like a conversation worth getting everyone together for.
Did Lurik really promise to pay for Giot's drinks? That's a disaster in making.
Not just hers. Rounds for the lot of us. Might be that the lad yet has a few things to learn about coin and the scarcity thereof. Still, I'll not turn down his generosity. Go and tell the barkeep we'll be needing food and ale for the table.
Fine, but please try to exercise some restraint. Not carry you back to the room again. Oh, I'm sorry. I should be doing this as a little cockney boy.
No. No, you shouldn't.
But father.
Oh, God. Make it stop.
Gang's all here.
Get your Giot ready.
Here we are. How much of a head start did you get? Should I ask him to bring out the cask?
I reckon we should hear Tuna out first. And Val. That shirt's very green. All the characters should be little Cockney boys.
What? Oh, I was confused what we were looking at.
So, you're telling me that that barmaid was one of Nilebert's companions? Not to mention the Shadowkeeper? And from a different world? That's laying it on a bit thick.
It certainly raises questions.
You're really going for it. Quite! Such as how she retains her youthful visage. Not that. I love Lurik. Lurik might be my favorite at this point.
I had my suspicions about her. The other night I was at the counter, quaffing my ale, having a grand time. And I realized I'm outside without a guild to my name. And it ain't the first time. It could only be the power of the Shadowkeeper.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing it could be.
And not that you drink enough ale to fill a small army.
Tuna and Val says it's true. I'm inclined to believe it. Which leaves us with the matter of entrusting the crystals to her. She's right that this was Brandon's house. The others too. And it's home to their most important memories. Not all of them good, maybe, but everyone they loved is laid to rest here. I agree. Nilebert belongs here.
Artbird's crystal is Basetto in this world. Lament would want to be near.
Brenda Ray as well, I think. She'd want to be with her friends in the place that she loved.
It seems we all agree.
A toast then to the warriors of light.
I clicked faster than you. The whip pans. Drink up. I'm paying. And as bounty hunters, I expect you all to take proper advantage of that. I hate to disappoint, but I'm not much for alcohol. This juice looks nice, though.
Oh. Ah, that's not...
Yes! Oh, they did the lockdown camera thing. Yes,
Wow.
I love that.
Lightweight
Oh, that's
Granson.
fantastic. It's actually pretty accurate to how well I hold my liquor these days.
Mm.
He's like Doc from Back to the Future 3.
What? Oh, I've only seen that one once.
Really?
Yeah.
Underrated in my opinion. I love 3 because it's all about Doc. Focuses on him. How did you manage this? Twice the mess in half the time as normal. Wait. Twice the mess in half the time as normal patrons. I swear. I overheard your conversation, by the way. Do you agree with your friends?
But don't be so eager. Makes it weird.
Going with that first one.
Yeah. We got remind them of the title and to not get weird with the crystals.
This is a great little capstone. Their legacies are safe with me. You have my word.
And now I shall unleash hell upon this plane.
God damn it, Kyle. I'm supposed to be reading right now. Thank you. Sometimes I forget I have pink eyes, and then I'm like, hell yeah, I made an awesome decision.
They're happy to be together.
I can feel them. Their memories. Why? Why, damn it? You're all just like Oddbert. I betrayed you. I manipulated you. And still... you thought of me as a comrade, a friend, until the very end. Final Fantasy XIV wields sentiment the way 16 wields violence.
Grotesquely? In abundance?
In abundance. I'm glad. I like Sayela with what little time we've gotten to hang out with her.
Yeah.
But I loved her appearance in the choose who comes and gives you advice in your in-room scene.
Yes.
Her scene was really cool.
Yeah, that was a good reward for doing all the bits.
Doing all the stuff, yeah.
On any sort of adventuring party moments.
We've managed to clean up after you lot, for the most part. Perhaps next time we should set down a tarpaulin? I don't know what that is.
Is that like a drink dispenser? A tarpaulin definition.
Tarpaulin.
Materials such as a waterproof canvas. Oh, like a kitty
tarp?
table. Yeah, like a kitty
tarp.
table. With some dinosaurs.
I didn't know tarp was derivative.
Put some Paw Patrol on there for the kids making a mess.
I had no clue.
The kids table at Thanksgiving.
This is one of those moments where I'm embarrassed because it turns out to be something so extremely simple.
Tarpaulin?
Anyway, nevertheless, I am grateful to you for entrusting these to me. And as long as I live, I will never stop sharing the true tale of the Warriors of Light. Of my friends.
The Hero's Journey? I didn't
What
know.
just happened?
Yeah, there's a quest called The Hero's Journey. I don't know a thing about this one.
Oh, there's another.
Yeah,
Ah,
but it's not
look at that.
directly a role quest. It's something else.
Interesting.
Let's just see. Let's see what it is. I have no idea. Let's just see. Let's grab the quest and just see what happens.
Seeing the lot of you together like that, it reminds me of the old days. Oddbert and the rest, drinking and bickering and laughing, drove each other mad at times. But there was never any question of who'd be there when times got tough. Can't help but wonder, can I? If I'd had companions like that back home, could it have been saved? I'm not the only one who tried, though each of us stood alone. There was Anakalai.
We've met?
That nigh unpronounceable name sounds familiar.
He was working with Elidibus at the time. Which one are you doing?
I did the bottom one because it made me laugh. Another would-be savior of the 13th, a young man, He was plucked from the jaws of death by Elidibus, and last I knew, had gone to the source to serve as his herald. We spoke once, after the destruction of our world. If the others could be saved, we thought, we yet had parts to play. What he's up to now that Elidibus is gone, though, I have no idea. Has he found himself a new role as I have? Or does he feel as adrift as we were back then? If you encounter him in the source, I ask that you help him find a way forward, just as you have helped all of us here. Oh, is it like ghost? Oh shit!
Yes. Well, let's go talk to him. Let's go.
Oh, is this the thing? Is this the reason we wanted to clear out our Knuckle Eye stuff?
I have no idea.
We have not gotten access to this.
I have no idea, but we may have done it. We're getting old Knuckles.
Did you hesitate when you walked past the MSQ?
Well, no. There's a paperweight here. Well, of course I did, because it's like, ooh, it's flashing at me.
It's just right there. It's just right there.
Flashing at me.
What if, man? What if one day we didn't announce it and we just jumped in and we were like, that's what you get. That's what you get for not showing up for our quote unquote boring streams. Yeah. That's what you get. That's what you get.
Oh, I've been brought dad tax. Dad tax has arrived. Nuggets.
Orion J did apprise me of your travels in the first, and of what became of Elidibus at long last. But I was not aware that you were working with Silva. I consider her a comrade of sorts, though our time together was short. Looking upon the twisted remains of the world you tried to save creates a bond that few can understand. At that time, we spoke of what we could hope to achieve with our newfound immortality, and our regrets. Though I then believed that what had happened to be the natural result of my age and inexperience, I now think this was merely the least painful explanation I could offer myself. Silva is right. We ought to have sought each other out before it was too late. I like his mini Orion J haircut.
Oh, yeah, he's got an idol.
I would not make the same mistake again. With the warring triad gone, I am indeed in need of new purpose, but to seek it alone is folly. I should like to speak with Silva, assuming such a thing is possible. As I mentioned, she understands how I feel more than any other. Of course, all I require is your soul. You speak of the spirit vessel, correct? Oh, Knuckle Eye is no fun. The means by which the scions return to the source. If I understand the principles at work correctly, then it was a near miracle that you succeeded in bringing them back without killing them. If Elidibus is to be believed, however, my current state makes me something of an exception in the matters of life and death. In which case, there is naught to be lost from making the attempt. Please say you'll help.
Pardon me, I fell behind. I was looking up in the book if there was a thing on old Knuckles here.
In the book?
Yeah, in this book. I didn't know if it had, like, triple triad.
Oh, in the actual book.
Yeah.
Triple
triad, a warring triad. But more on that later.
Cal taking a break, not giving any warnings.
I was listening.
You must be. I hope you don't drive fast, because if you're ever the type of person like, oh, follow me, I know the way, I would totally lose you. You just like take a hard left with no warning.
No, I'm a slow driver. I'm a 5 under kind of guy. I mean,
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Not in danger. You shouldn't drive 5 under. Yeah, that's dangerous to everyone. No, I still like to drive the speed limit, but
I'm starting to think about it now, and I realize every time we've ever been in a car together, I'm driving, and we're gonna keep it that way.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're a bit of a fighter pilot.
My roommate in college drove 5 under everywhere, and I wanted to like murder him. In the driving seat, I can't, or in the passenger seat, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Plus, you get the sweet justice of enacting your revenge on speeders because they get stuck behind you on the highway.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're one of those a-holes.
Yeah, I wave. I'm a frequent waver. I do a lot of waving. I always thank people.
Okay. You will feel every bald eagle screech from my loud ass car as I pass you. Every single one of them. What will you say? We need an expert in spirit vessels, or I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing.
I prefer bottom. Because when it comes to spirit vessels, I'm definitely a little beyond my pay grade. We're going to call it the Graha.
Graha!
Graha!
Nope. We're calling in the Urion.
Oh, the Urion.
Pray, forgive the delay. Thou didst seek my counsel? Yes, Urion, I need to know. How fast do you drive in the left lane? Aye, the gifts granted young Anukalai by Hydaelyn and the Asians may prove a boon in easing the transition. However, I know not to what extent, nor what might befall thy spirit, should it be lost betwixt worlds. Nevertheless, I know that this is my path forward. Please, Urianger. Very well. If thou believest that thou shalt find new purpose in the first, I will do all in my power to see thee safely there. We shall be but a few moments. Mayhap a worthy tome might keep thee occupied whilst I perform the necessary magics.
Read a book.
Which is what Kyle will yell at me if I ever comment on his driving, should we find ourselves in such a scenario.
Oh, gross. No. I have a terribly motion sick. Well, that's why I don't drive like a fighter pilot, because, I take everything smooth. I take everything at speed.
Nah. Although the stint of my life where I owned a Prius, I did drive that way, because it was just a mini game to high score my MPGs, because the car was constantly telling you your current MPG status.
Do some coasting.
Yeah, it was. People always surprised when they found I had a Prius at one point. They're wonderful appliances. It made me feel nothing, but it did make me have a calmer life on the road.
What I was trying to extract from the book, if it had a chapter on Old Knuckles, was I just wanted to know about the immortality thing he brought up. Because I believe him.
Oh.
And I believe that it was so long ago when we did Heavens where it's like his body exploded, but I kind of want to know if he's riding a dead body too or something like that. Like how deep we are down that well.
Yeah. But 'tis done. Pray God his vessel will. Is there just a body in the other room? Anukalai is, as I and the other scions were on the first, a soul with form.
Okay, there we go.
No true body. Explaining.
There we go. Perfect.
Thus, 'twas a simple matter to transfer him to the vessel using the self-same process as before.
Oh.
To withdraw his essence once across the rift ought to prove similarly straightforward. However, I fear that such an existence cannot sustain itself indefinitely. Look to the Asians' example. Their persistent use of flesh and blood vessels surely hath cause. Be it danger akin to that which would have befallen us had we not returned to the source, I know not. But the time may come when the boy requireth a full corporeal form.
There we go.
Should this come to pass, I trust that thou shalt come to his aid. I trust that thou shalt find a corpse. For the moment, however, thou needst only convey the spirit vessel to Becklug. Farewell, both of thee.
Okay.
So is this how Old Knuckles gets written out of Endwalker? Because ever since the Warring Triad, I've been like, so when's the Knuckleeye gonna be a regular member of the Scions? What's going on here?
Yeah, they seem to retroactively be going back and requiring a bunch of more things to make sure their story makes sense. And there's probably, but yeah, this would be a weird dismissal because I thought he was an official Scion, so he was gonna be in the main plot at some point. I like the kid. I like the kid.
Oh, check our bags. What do we have? Oh, shit. Yeah, look at that. A Knuckleeye's spirit vessel. Best not tell anyone else about this, lest you suddenly find yourself everyone's first choice in their interworld ferry services.
That's fair. Yeah. Good point.
Hell yeah.
Back again, are you? I'm flattered. I don't remember. It was like, to me, it sounded like the witch. It sounded like she was the toy from Spirit.
You sound like, was it season one of South Park where Corn was the Scooby Gang and they had Niblet, the
Oh,
weird
yeah,
little
yeah,
chicken
yeah,
bird
yeah.
thing? You sound like Niblet.
I was thinking more Gurgi from the Black Cauldron.
Okay, I mean, sure.
I'm flattered that
Continue,
you've
I'm
grown
sorry.
so fond
I
of
wasn't
Cobra.
ready. I wasn't physically ready.
Or
for
I
that
wouldn't
voice.
have been, but you have that expression you lot always wear when you're about to ask for something.
I've got a boy in a crystal.
A boy in a crystal. Free of doilies. You what? After all that peril with your friends faced, and the labors we undertook to return them to your world, you've brought another soul across the rift? Have you no common sense? Nope. Both these,
It's fine. Just work your magics, whichever.
both of these are equally as dismissive.
Real-time shadows are really making this scene awkward.
Clearly. Nonetheless, for my own peace of mind, I assume you have a compelling reason for this. Remove the spirit vessel will be easy enough, I suppose. However, it requires a few moments without your breathing down my neck. Also, your friend is unlikely to materialize with clothes on, so I doubt they'll want an audience. You should wait here, perhaps. Take the opportunity for some self-reflection. Damn, some shade thrown. Orianji telling us to read a damn book. This one's telling us to just think inward for a moment. Think about what you've done. Oh, very well. At least I tried. We'll find you at the Wandering Stair directly then. Think about what you've done. That's right, you didn't think.
Oh wow. Did you have to give a dad lecture recently?
No,
Kyle?
I
This feels
don't.
a little.
I don't use. You didn't think, did you? I mean, granted, my kid's 3 at max, so you know, I haven't been in a you didn't think situation yet. He is totally gonna be the kind that does the "don't get mad, Dad," and I'm gonna be like, "I reserve the right to freak out in not your direction. Go for it."
Here comes Kyle. Here comes younger Kyle with all his his bull.
Here comes me. Here comes me and all my problems.
You want to speak with someone? Very well. You've done the same at my request often enough. Oh, posture check. I'm sinking. How long are we meant to wait for this friend of yours? I do have work to do, you know.
The baguettes. Hurry up. Bum bum. Ah, there you are. Pardon the delay. It took some time to acquire robes for an appropriate size.
Is this them?
Oh man, they're pissed. There we go. Look at that. That's an adventuring outfit.
Hey, hell yeah.
I like the staff too.
Silva. What? A Nakalai? Indeed it is I. Trust me, I can hardly believe that I'm here myself. I should think so. When I sent Tunenfell to ask after you, it never occurred to me that you might be able to cross the rift without Asian aid.
Just like, oh. No
What?
Asians here. Nope. None. No one with ancient powers. Nope. Nothing at all.
Nope. My choices and my reasons are my own. Now, if I am to have faith in them, in myself, I cannot hide who I am.
That's the place to start.
Speaking of which,
Oh. Anakalai was kind enough to fill me in, unlike some. And I was interested to hear of the erstwhile hero of the 13 serving liberators as the Wandering Stairs. What? At the Wandering Stairs. But this hero should be you. Surpasses the scope of even my considerable imaginings.
was that you and Grunislick? What? Do not know.
Is
how to
that the name
pronounce
of the castle we went to?
So long ago.
Not so long to me, or you, perhaps, though I had thought I might at last put those days behind me. But perhaps this is for the best. They're not all bad memories.
They never are.
I should very much like to hear your story. Should you be willing to share it?
Our world, like this one, had its share of would-be heroes, myself and Inoculai among them. Unlike your warriors of light, however, each was unaware of, or unconcerned with, our fellows. But to fight alone is to fall alone, and the insidious ether of the aura site used to seal Primal's corrupted once noble souls, and turned them, one by one, to darkness. Even those who resisted this fate could not escape its consequences. No surprise, perhaps, as we continued to struggle in solitude. We were spared by Asian machinations, but only as our world met its death.
Oh, sure, speedrun the entire story of the 13th while you're at it.
But what if that death can be undone? I was told that much of the first was consumed by light, as our home was by darkness. Yet balance and life are being restored to even that scoured land they call the empty. If such a thing is possible, then why not the reverse? Could we not bring light back to the 13th? Even the Asians considered the 13th lost. Thus was it excluded from the rejoining. But what say you? You have a way of making miracles happen? That's right, we have seen the world of darkness.
Yes, but, kind of making a big point about it here, so I'm going to go with anything's possible. Sounds like a future expansion to me.
I'm going with the second one. You speak almost as though you've already seen it. Wait.
Mine says, that doesn't sound like an empty platitude coming from you. It was the same with Ardbert. Pardon the interruption, but might I suggest a closer examination of the conditions of the 13th before we form any conclusions?
I like Boopy in chat. Says, that sounds like $59.99.
Would you like the answers?
How would we go about that safely? We could use a crystal tower to open a void gate, couldn't we, please?
Oh,
I
jeez.
like that.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Fine.
I'm going with that bottom one.
Okay, let's see what happens. I'm just a big old jokester about this. Have you lost your head? The crystal tower is not a toy, and you are not to use it to unleash great and terrible void set upon this world. According to the records, there was a group who worked how to open small void gates, though which to summon minor fell beasts and the like. Magics of that nature should work, although I am unsure of any with knowledge of the original techniques that live.
There's one right over there.
That's fair, yeah. Though I kind of like that sounds familiar if I do just stare in her face for it.
How fortunate! Yeah. Let us inquire with this Tainor immediately.
Yeah, we got the black hole sun. Yes.
Won't you come?
You do that. In the meantime, I will ready the means for peering into the depths of the void without endangering ourselves. Use these to contact me when you've prepared to open the gate. Sending stones?
We shall, at the very first opportunity. I promise.
Eh.
What the shit was that?
That was the nod noise. For Big Lug.
Tainor! How's your hangover? Wait, did we let the child drink?
No. He didn't drink at all. Yeah, he didn't drink. He was remarked at the juice that was not juice. The Wharf called fruit juice a warrior's drink, so I think we're good.
Tainor, what does your elven doily see?
It's always a pleasure, Val. And Tuna.
Aye. Well, who's your friend? I don't believe we've met. We have not, as I'm not from this world. This situation is rather complicated, but I hope that you might be willing to assist me.
Spills all the beans.
Those two just got the warning that multiple cutscenes will play in a row. It's heading into that conversation.
It is true that we had the means to open such portals. We call them hollows, and it was through one of these that I was drawn into the rift.
So it is possible.
Not with my power alone. I understand the greatness of your need, and were Nilebert still at my side, I should be glad to make an attempt. But the technique requires the combined forces of our energies in resonance.
If one person's magics are insufficient, perhaps I could assist. From what I can sense, our ethereal reserves are roughly equivalent, and our physical similarities suggest that our energies are not incompatible.
I fear you underestimate the difficulty of the task. Nilebert and I were born for this, and even so, it took us years before our efforts were perfectly in step.
It's like two Orion-Jays having a conversation. I realize that it's a lot to ask, considering that we've just met, but could we not at least attempt it? I don't know why I'm getting cockney suddenly.
It's like Peppa Pig. It's the adventures of overly polite children.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I can get behind that. Yours is the only such magic I've ever heard of. And if we might actually be able to save my home... May I interject? You will recall the crystals in my possession preserve the memories of the former Warriors of Light, including Nilebert, in ethereal form.
Yes.
And Anukalai here has a particular talent for interpreting the minds and motives of ethereal beings, the primals. If I could apply the same principles to interpret Nilbert's crystal, an experiment worth trying at the least, I'll fetch it. Speak to me, Nilebert. For a second there, I thought it said do the thing, and it made me laugh. Do his memories of training with Tainor remain? They do, and such strong sentiment with them. Oh. Oh, I thought we were going to get to something cool.
Shade.
Tainor, you should know that Nilebert desired nothing so much as to rescue you, his dearest friend. He held so fiercely to his memories of the technique you mastered together because he hoped that might be your salvation.
Oh, Nilebert, I won't let them go to waste. I will do what I can to help see the 13th restored.
Kyle now oscillating in and out of
know.
Irish and
I know, it's
just
rough.
talking.
It's rough.
Thank you. I won't pretend I understand half of what's going on here. Just keep them from running headlong into anything too dangerous, will you? Nothing to worry about, so long as you're around, I'm sure. Wicked White. I nearly forgot. I've half a dozen orders to fill. You know where to find me when you've made progress with the gate. Can you get a day off for interdimensional travel? This seems important.
I mean, I don't know. We don't know how long they work for. But yeah, never takes a day off, I guess. No one tells them to rest.
Employee of the month, Sayela.
Yeah. Are you feeling it? You want to keep going? You want to pursue the... Yeah.
Like, this is interesting.
Sweet.
Am I feeling it?
Well,
what do you think, chat? You feeling it?
Well,
By a round of applause.
I'm asking for your honest opinion.
By a round of emojis. If you have no objection, Tainor, I would like to participate... I would like to practice creating hollows as soon as possible.
Of course. I'm eating a nuggie. But not with the Crystarium. If we succeed in opening even the smallest window into the realm, it's likely that fell creatures will emerge. Follow me. Yeah, sure. Let's just go.
This is very interesting lore bits.
Yeah, well, the Knuckles stuff has been such a long time coming.
Yeah.
Assuming no one ventures near, this location should be suitable. Knuckles, When I give the word, begin channeling your ether. Nalbert's memories will have told you as much, but it is imperative that you maintain focus on our ethereal resonance through this process. With that in mind, Val, Tuna, I ask that you take care of any creatures that emerge from the hollow. They should not be of a strength to challenge you. It will allow us to adjust our attunement without risk.
Then let us begin.
Game doesn't want to challenge us. Game for babies.
Come on. Flow where I tell you.
Let me attempt to match your focus.
That's what I say when I play a BioShock puzzle game.
I like those. That was a good mini game. That's a good mini game.
The pipe games, yeah, they were good. It opened. It's small, but
Enough to let something through. Be ready, Valentuna.
oh hell yeah, I love this track.
Oh no!
Oh no, it's over.
Oh, there's a shape. It dispensed one of those pizza tables.
Pizza table? I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah, it was far too much effort to get such a small gate.
On the contrary, given that this was your first attempt, it's incredible that we succeeded at all. Now, try synchronizing your breath with mine. Focus on the rhythm of the ethereal flow.
All right, I'm ready.
It's nice to see, Tainer being an expert. Good at magic.
La da da.
Aha! A larger hollow, of course. The void scent may be proportionally stronger. I like that model. That's a good model.
I do too. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorites. Where your breath ends, mine begins. Where your ether flows, mine follows. Together. I'm one with the force is with me. I'm one with the force is with me.
Need to play DDR like Shinji and Asuka.
I too remember Raygun. I too remember.
Unbelievable! Full attunement so soon!
Be ready, Tuna and Val.
And what do we get? What do we get? What do we get? The gotcha. Open the loot box. Ooh! Open the void loot box!
Don't invite it. I think I've grasped the principle now. I only need remember the feeling for next time.
I almost feel as if I do remember it. Your ether is familiar somehow, but that's impossible, of course.
One step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break.
Like talking to an old friend. Yes, that's what it's like. Bounty of hunters.
A bounty of hunt. Look at that photo.
Yeah.
Look at that photo op.
Taking
It's
it
beautiful.
Sears.
Oh my god. Oh, I miss Sears. Now that Tainer and I are capable of performing the necessary magics, I should like to make an attempt at investigating conditions on the 13th. Might I trouble you to contact Becklug?
Oh, it's trouble. But I'll do it. Hang on. Hang on.
Oh my god.
Val? Are you there? Tuna? I hope you're not lost focus on the void problem. I have an exciting breakthrough to share. A work of proxy-related genius, if I do say so myself.
Becklug! Excellent timing. We've made considerable progress as well, and are ready to open a portal when you are.
Well then, what say you meet me at the Laxin Loft forthwith? It's far enough from any major aetherites to avoid a sort of etherical interference that would be a hindrance to our observation of the void.
Very well. We'll see you at this Laxin Loft anon, or as soon as I can locate it. Look at them in sync.
Yeah, they're in sync. I'll lead the way. I too am eager to have one step nearer to our goal. If you don't mind, I think of it as our goal. Do you?
I would be honored. Thank you, Tainer.
Did we just become best friends?
Yup. Do you want to go practice karate in the garage?
Yeah, I'm assuming, the shards, there might be a shard, friendships and shards.
What?
Well, they might be like shards of each other. They might be,
You got all like mumbly
reflections.
there. I don't know why.
Might be reflections.
I don't
Well, because,
why.
that's a fan theory, a fan theory. We mumble our fan theories to make sure we don't incur the wrath of those who know better than me.
It appears Backlog has yet to arrive. Patience, Knuckle-Eye.
Patience! You've been
You
sitting
ever
in
talk to yourself in the... Oh.
one building for 2 expansions.
Forgot about him longer than World of Warcraft forgot about Jaina.
Oh, ugh. I hope you weren't waiting too long.
What? You didn't think I'd want to see this for myself? The 13th was my home too, if you recall.
Quite. Though, as I explained, we won't be the ones doing the seeing, strictly speaking. This familiar will gather all information we need, assuming you two can create a hollow for it to pass through. Together.
Whoa. Dynamic camera movements.
All right, roll the dice, roll the dice. That will do nicely. Now fly, my proxy, fly!
The sound when it
Yeah.
went in the freaking portal.
Very serious game. Well, it made it in. And something is coming out. Ooh.
Hades?
Oh, a dude.
What the shit?
Oh wow. My, that's an ugly. We saw that thing in Pirates. That was part of Pirates, but I think they changed the face on it. We've seen it before.
Sitting on a ball like that?
Yeah, I think it was that. It was like the one out.
I mean, that would make sense because Sky Pirates were dealing with like all the void scent stuff.
Yeah, I think it
I
was
just don't
sitting
remember.
outside the pyramid that we fought that one. But we got carried through it because it was just a Alliance raid madness.
Oh, okay. Well, get in here.
Yep, let's kick its butt. Send it back to Hot Topic where it belongs. Thank you for clearing that up. The proxy ought to be back any moment now, though I can't sense it. Odd. Perhaps it is lost. If Valentuna created an etheric bond before he did for me, what? If Valentuna created an etheric bond as they did for me, it
It was
might.
during the roll quest.
Yes, it might find its way back more easily.
Channel ether into the hollow.
That may work. Give it a go.
Don't mind if I do.
Channel away. Yeah, that's a good picture. Channel.
You're a good picture.
I work hard.
I could look at you all day.
Keep at it. Ah! A distinctly proxy-like presence. I see the snout. Doing a wheelie. There we are. Now close that hollow before anything follows. Mm-hmm.
Everyone, smile.
Smile.
Like you're getting your photo taken at Sears, apparently.
Hmm.
I think we did that once.
Yeah, I had some family pictures. I believe it has performed its task thoroughly, as instructed. Good, Porksy. With luck, its observations may indeed lead to a means of driving the darkness from the 13th. However, I will need to review its findings in detail before I can tell you more, and I could take years to deduce a suitable solution.
I admit that I am impatient to find a way forward, but I've endured millennia with half as much hope as I have now. If I must wait, then that is what I shall do. Like Tuna in your Warriors of Light. What's so funny?
Oh, I too shall wait and maintain my sub while I'm at it. I'm very interested in this line of thought quite a bit, and I would very much enjoy if it was covered in a future expansion of some manner. But for now, I shall rest.
Okay. Like Tuna, and whatever Val's going on about, and your Warriors of Light, I will persevere until my world is safe once more. That is what a hero does.
I think you'll make a good one.
You as well. If that's the end of the excitement for the time being, we should head back to the Wandering Stairs. Clear out that pall of anxiety Sarag is spreading all over the place. Be patient, subscriber. I'm warm enough. I'm gonna let the hair down.
All right,
it's happening, everybody.
Let it out.
We're letting it out.
Man, I had a ton of grind. You didn't have to grind Final Fantasy 14. I did. I had a lot of grinds that I had to do. There in like I think it was like 40 to 50 range, and a little in Heavensward. I kept being under leveled for all my MSQs. I'm doing a lot of grinding.
Oh, that feels good. Well, I gotta make sure I'm looking my best.
Yeah.
Making sure I look my best.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You've returned hale and whole. Not that I had any doubt you would, of course.
Beamin'.
And how did your search in the Hollow go? We may have the information we need to save the 13th. It may be some time, years maybe, until we can be certain, but I will be here for as long as it takes.
On that subject, Father, I've been thinking.
There you go. Find your Cockney.
My keyword on. I gotta get my keyword with Father.
Find your Cockney.
Would you be interested in joining us? As a bounty hunter, I mean. Sarag and I hunt down sin eaters and other threats. The first was saved, but it remains far from safe. You could help us protect the people here.
I think I would quite like that. Protecting people. If I can do that, then perhaps I will find the strength I need when the time comes. Yeah.
My strength, you say? Sounds like you could use a dwarf with a massive hammer.
Gang's all here.
I may have shared the tale of the 13th with a few other noted hunters. I know what it feels like to fight for something you've already lost. To need to find a way to make it right. And I know that it's not easy to fight on your own, inconvenient as that little truth can be.
And thus, a new team is born. This calls for a toast.
It just gets right to drinking. No one else is drinking.
I don't object, so long as this lock carries their weight. I'm a bounty hunter, not a fuka herder. Oh, what?
Fuka.
Do I know what a fuka is? A puka?
Yeah.
Fuka? Puka?
Puka loves Garu. I know that much.
What?
Have you never? You probably never watched Puka. It's a cute show. You watch it sometime.
No.
It's like little chibi ninjas, and they eat lots of noodles.
I'll watch that when you watch Owl House.
Okay.
Thank you so much, all of you. I would be honored to fight at your side. I shall do my best to justify the faith you've shown in me, and to save my home. Someday, I hope we can visit it together. Maybe in an expansion after you've ended your current
Yes.
walk.
Heaven's Ward. Stormblood. Shadow. So they like one-word expansions. Endwalker. Yeah.
I mean,
Well, the Realm Reborn,
calling
I
them,
guess. Yeah.
calling them one word is a little. It's usually
Well,
multiple
okay, combination words, right?
crammed together
Yeah.
into a single word.
Void Chauffeur.
The Final Fantasy XIV conjunction junction.
What is your function?
So yeah, I believe that concludes the setup for a distant expansion.
Someday! Or maybe, they do things faster than we think
Or-
sometimes. It might be Endwalker.
Yeah, watch it. It'll be the next patch. It'll be 5.5. We're gonna save the 13th.
Could be. If you're still in a reading mood, we do have quite a bit of reading to do in Boja.